This morning, the Boston Celtics delivered a season-defining performance that shook the very foundation of this Eastern Conference semifinal clash, roaring back into the series with a gritty, emotionally charged Game 5 victory over the New York Knicks. With their season on the line and questions swirling about their identity and toughness, the Celtics responded not with finesse, but with ferocity, led by a cast of usual stars and unexpected heroes that echoed the franchise's storied past. From the opening tip, Boston played with an unmistakable sense of urgency, perhaps fueled by the absence of Jason Tatum, whose injury had cast a shadow over the team's postseason hopes. But rather than wilt under pressure, the Celtics rallied around their fallen star, and none more so than Jaylen Brown and Derek White. Brown didn't just show up, he elevated. He embodied leadership, intensity, and poise, anchoring both ends of court. Offensively, he compiled a masterclass of control and aggression, posting 26 points and 12 rebounds, while dishing out a career-high 12 assists in playoff action. Defensively, he assumed the responsibility of containing the red-hot Jalen Brunson, limiting the Knicks star to a modest 7 for 17 shooting night. Despite Brunson's 22 points, 9 of which came from the stripe. But if Brown was the engine, Derek White was the fuel. From the outset, he set Boston ablaze, burying 4 three-pointers in the first quarter alone. New York's transition defense was porous, lackadaisical even, and White made them pay time and again. First name Derek, middle name Open. The man was everywhere and unstoppable. White finished the night with 34 points, shooting 7 of 13 from deep, sending a clear message. This was not a night for Meek. Yet, amid the offensive fireworks, it was an unheralded giant who truly tilted the game. Luke Kornet, a name perhaps unfamiliar to casual fans, became the heart of Boston's second-half surge. Inserted into the lineup in the third quarter, Kornet wreaked havoc in the paint, swatting away shots like a man possessed. His stat line, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks, only tells part of the story. It was his timing, his positioning, his refusal to be bullied that galvanized Boston's defense. He had 5 blocks in the third quarter alone, a span during which the Celtics built a decisive 15-point lead. It was reminiscent of Celtics folklore. Names like Leon Powell and Darren Day come to mind, the unheralded stepping up when the lights shine brightest. Kornet's plus 20± on the night tells you all you need to know. When he was on the floor, the Celtics dominated. Brunson, the Knicks' lifeline all series long, was finally worn down by the physicality. Boston targeted him possession after possession, forcing switches, putting him in the spin cycle, daring him to defend at a high level. The cumulative effect was clear. By the fourth quarter, Brunson looked drained, his legs sapped by relentless contact. His 6th foul midway through the final frame felt like the dagger, not just his night, but to the Knicks' hopes. He left the court, and with him went New York's control of the series. The Celtics, long questioned for their consistency and killer instinct, found a new level of physicality and multiple-effort intensity not seen consistently this postseason. They were no longer settling for jump shots. They were crashing the glass, diving for loose balls, setting hard screens. The fight was literal at times. Blood was spilled, bodies hit the floor. It was playoff basketball in its most primal form, and Boston embraced the chaos. As the series shifts back to Madison Square Garden, the Knicks find themselves in familiar and precarious territory. This franchise, for all its growth in recent years, continues to struggle when prosperity beckons. Since 2020, in potential closeout games, the Knicks are just 3-5. Their inability to slam the door when opportunity knocks has become a pattern. The last time New York closed out a playoff series at home, you'd have to go back to 1999. That a quarter century of missed chances and home heartbreaks. Now, with Game 6 looming at MSG, the weight of history presses heavy on their shoulders. And though the Knicks are still slight favorites to win the series, with ESPN bet placing them at minus 2.5 for Game 6, the momentum has unmistakably shifted. Boston, once on the brink of elimination, now smells blood. The Celtics may have stumbled early in the series, but in Game 5, they found their why again. The loss of Tatum, rather than breaking them, bonded them. And in their brotherhood, in that collective purpose, they rediscovered the identity that made them champions. For New York, Game 6 is more than just another chance. It's a crucible, a test of grit, focus, and poise under pressure. Because while the Knicks thrive in close games, they must beware the blowout, a trend that has doomed them repeatedly. The Celtics, meanwhile, appear reborn, hardened, unified, and if they can bring the same fire back to the Garden that they brought to TD, then this series, once thought to be nearing its conclusion, could be primed for a stunning, season-altering twist. Friday night, Madison Square Garden will host not just a game, but a reckoning. The echoes of 1999 still linger, but now a new chapter awaits. Will the Knicks exorcise decades of frustration, or will Boston, behind a re-energized Jaylen Brown and a cast of defiant warriors, force a Game 7 for the ages? One thing is certain, the heart of a champion beat loud in Boston last night, and it just might still be echoing when the series resumes.